What's up, guys? My name is Michael Florentino, and our process is on how to play beginner drums in different styles. First, we're going to show you the different sticks that they use. There are many different types of sticks. These are made out of wood. These two have wooden tips, and this one has a plastic tip. The tips make different sounds, and these two have acorn tips, and this one has a similar shape, but it is flattened at the top, and so it makes a different sound. Alright, so these are brushes. These are another common type of drumstick. You can extend them for a softer sound, and these are like literally used by brushing the drum, and these can be used quickly or slowly. This is the bass drum. It's one of the three most important parts of the kit. It gives a deep sound played with the bass melody, and it's played with the pedal, and it's the biggest drum in the set. So this is a snare drum. It's another important piece in the drum kit, and it has a very distinct sound. It is the backbeat of the song, and you can take off the snare by pulling this lever and make it sound like a tom drum. This is the hi-hat. It has a very crisp sound. It's used to fill up like open spots in the song, and you can open and close it with your left foot like that, and yeah. Alright, so this is the ride cymbal, and it has a lighter sounding cymbal compared to the hi-hat, and it sounds like this. These three are tom drums. They are used for fillers and for low beats. Right here we have three different sizes. This one's a high tom at 10 inches wide. This one's a mid tom at 12 inches. And this one is a floor tom at 16 inches. And they make sounds like this. So these two are crashes. They're usually used for transitions, and this one's a thin crash at 16 inches, and this one's a medium crash at 18 inches. The thinner one, this one, is going to make a higher sound, and yeah. Alright, so this is a splash cymbal, and it's used for lighter sections of songs or funk, and gives a higher pitched sound compared to the other two cymbals. And yeah, this one in particular is 8 inches, and yeah, it sounds like this.
Hey guys, I'm Austin, and I'm going to show you the more practical part of the lesson, and the first thing I'm going to show you is how to hold the sticks the right way. Alright, so the first thing to hold the stick the right way is you have to find the balance point, which you can do that by bouncing over your stick, and what you want is you want it to be pretty much as bouncy as you can, and then you want to grip that part with the first bend in your index finger like this, and that's where you're going to play. That's where you're going to hold your stick, and that's where you're going to let it bounce, so you can do things like doubles, and just so you have the most control over your stick. Alright, the next thing I'm going to talk about is music theory, just so it's a little bit easier to explain the beats that I'm going to show you next. So, the first thing is, you want to know the most basic thing is in normal songs, there's 4 beats to a measure, and a measure is like a little chunk of the song. And songs are made up of measures. And so, for example, if you listen to like one of your favorite songs, I'm sure you can hear the snare drum in the song, which is usually the backbeat, and that's usually put on 2 and 4 because we literally count the beats as we play the song. And so I'm going to play something really simple where I'm just going to put the bass drum on 1 and 3 and the snare drum on 2 and 4, and I'm sure you guys have heard this other parts, and I'm just going to repeat that. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's pretty much basically how you can recognize something in time without having to play it. And then one of the other most basic things would be an eighth note, which is valued twice as much as the type of note we were just playing. So I'm going to play it twice as fast. So that's going to sound like this if I add the hi-hat with eighth notes. So it's going to go. And that's pretty much the basic way to count songs, so it's easier to kind of explain where I'm putting things and how to play them in the next parts. Alright, the first kind of beat I'm going to explain is going to be a rock beat, which it can be really simple. So in terms of music, I'm going to put the bass drum on the count of 1, 3, and I put the snare drum on 2 and 4. So it's going to sound like this. So that's pretty much a very basic rock beat, which of course you can expand upon a little bit. So for this one, I'm going to change up the pattern so it doesn't repeat every time. So you can count along, but you're not going to notice any repetition in the pattern. So it's going to go like this. And then the next thing I'm going to show you would be a shuffle, which is a normal blues beat. So it's going to be very slow, and this is the shuffle pattern. So if you ever hear the word shuffle, or you want something to shuffle, it's going to go like this. And then so again, I'm going to put bass drum on 1 and 3, and snare drum on 2 and 4. So it's going to sound like this. Alright, next I'm going to show you a basic jazz drum beat. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the hi-hat with my left foot, close it on 2 and 4. I'm going to put my left hand on the snare drum on 2 and 4. And bass drum's going to be on 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the defining characteristic of a jazz beat would be the cymbal beat, which goes like this. So if I lay that all over, it's going to go like this. And then of course you can always improvise and start putting it wherever you want, whatever sounds good in the song. So it's going to go like this. I'm going to show you guys, it's going to be a disco beat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put bass drum 1 and 3, snare drum 2 and 4 like we usually do, to kind of support everything, and then the hi-hat, I'm going to hit with my right hand, my right stick, every and, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and what I'm also going to do is I'm going to open it with my left foot at the same time, so it's going to sound like this. See, and the really easy way to do that is, even though, you know, it seems kind of complicated with the feet, really all you're doing is the same motion. So you're going like this, so that your right foot comes down on the beats, and then your left foot's coming up on the ands. So it lines up okay. So that's kind of a way to make it easy. So that was a disco beat. Alright, the next one I'm going to show you guys is a reggae beat. So, for the snare drum this time, we're going to do what's called a cross stick. So I'm going to put my stick like this across the drum, and it's going to sound like that. So that gives it more of a reggae sound, I guess. And then I'm going to shuffle, if you remember from the blues thing, the hi-hat, but I'm going to do it twice as much as the blues. And then I'm going to put bass drum on 1 and 3. So it's going to sound like this. Alright, and then this one's not a genre, but I'm going to show you guys how to play a fill, because you can use it in everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play our basic rock beat, and I'm going to play that for a measure, and then the second measure I'm going to play and end it with a fill. So I'll play it first and then I'll explain it. So it's going to go like this. So what I did was I played it, and then when I got to 3, I played 16th notes, which is twice as much as an 8th note. So I played my beat. When I got to 3, I went 3 Eana, 4 Eana, 1. And usually when you crash on 1 of the next bar, and you hit it with your bass drum to make it sound fuller. So that's a basic fill, and then of course you can always get more advanced with it.
Yeah.
And space.
Yeah.
Politicians are on a mission, telling the lies through the television. Another stream being pulled by these educated fools. Have the money, get what they want. Now it's time we give them what they need. Come on, people, this is our mission.